So this is my reliable old atlas that I use all the time. They don't make them anymore. It's long out of date, but it's got all the little places on it. And on page 43, you can see a red splotch of Regina there to the left, and Highway 48 reaching down past Kipling into Manitoba. And between Montmartre on the west, on the left, and Candiac, there's a little dot on the map called Wyley. And suspiciously, it's not on the railway. It's very close to the Romano homestead, so maybe it was a post office, but a search of the post office records reveal nothing. Range Road 105, west of the 2nd Meridian, 4 miles west of Candiac. But we're not there. We're 2 miles west of Candiac on the highway and looking east towards Kipling, about 50 km away. And the reason we're here is because of this sign, Netherby Hall. Looking towards Moose Mountain over the Kipling Plains in through here. Due south down Range Road 103. About a half mile south of the highway, 103 crosses the Canadian National Railway at mile 31.55 from Kipling on the Glenavon sub. This line was built by the Canadian Northern. They had it open for business December of 1907 between Brandon and Regina. Of course, it became part of the Canadian National in 1917. Looking north towards the highway. Well, there's no crossing post here anymore. And about 600 meters westward down there is a point of interest to which we will get anon. When passenger service was commenced on October the 10th, 1908, it was 3.5 hours to Regina from here. 60 miles. And this breezy Sunday morning, June 5th, 2022, finds us 2 miles south of the highway on Range Road 103, Township Road 144, and this, on Google Earth, is identified as Wyley. Looking westward down Township Road, there's the white dot down there to the north of the road, and there's this farmstead sitting on hummocky, undifferentiated glacial till, which is the Kipling Plain in this neighborhood. Due west on 144 from Google Earth Wyley is this corner at Range Road 104. The 1913 Romano homestead is just west of Nappart Wyley, which is 2 miles up to the highway and a mile west of here at Range Road 105. And halfway in between is the white dot. Romano Corners is a half mile down there. In between is a creek valley with a secret. This is not Netherby Hall. This is the Holy Ghost Hall, also known as the Ukrainian Greek Catholic National Home, established in 1917, I've been told. And the Holy Ghost Ukrainian Catholic Church. Not sure when it was built. Well maintained. Well used. We'll come back. So you recall that I mentioned a point of interest on the rail line just west of Range Road 103. Let's go take a look on fast forward. You can't see anything quite yet, just the Kipling Plains stretching away. There was no station, no elevators between Candiac and Montmartre. Oh, wait a minute. Look at that. Wyley. A Y in the railroad. Funny. The tail stretching way off down to the south, down the valley by the Romano Corners. There it goes. There's the church and the hall. And it goes down to Chapleau Lakes. Looking south across the Kipling Plain. It arises on the southern shore of the Qu'Appelle Valley up by between Regina, Qu'Appelle, and stretches down and across the shoulders of Moose Mountain into Manitoba. There's Candiac down there. Rail line, the highway up there, Highway 48. There's where the Netherby Hall sign is, Range Road 103. There's a correction line here, so there's 103 going north. Wow, look at all the potholes. North America's Duck Factory. That's Range Road 104. Range Road 105 and the Romano Homestead are farther west, lost in the sunshine. Also known as Scott Lakes. The Chapleau Lakes stretch from northwest to southeast. And if you squint your eyes, you can see a causeway at the end of the stream bed there. And looking at the causeway from the south, it carried Canadian Northern to somebody's rails across the Chapleau Lake. This is looking off to the west, I think. Oh, bunch of white birds. Pretty exciting. And this loading dock, raced by railway steel. How many pounds is it? 80 pounds per yard. Oh, Algoma, the good stuff. This is a gravel pit in here. You can see the piles. It's been a gravel pit for a long time. It's got everything from boulders to sand. Here's an overhead of the loading dock. Don't know when that they started mining this gravel out of here, but looked like early days. That Y has been abandoned for a long time. These are the headwaters of the Moose Mountain Creek right down there at the tip of Chapleau Lake. These are great big gravel pits in through here. There's another causeway that brought a road across, it looks like. Maybe it's a rail line. These gravel pits are still in wide use, probably owned by the RM of Montmartre, number 126. And I think that this long water-filled ditch is the original pit that the railway mined. On Google Earth, it's a distinct browny or red color. And I told you we'd see the Holy Ghost again. It's the evening of June the 6th, 2022, and it's much less windy than it was yesterday. The Holy Ghost Parish was established in 1913 by Ukrainians that had began settling in this area in the 1890s. Oh, there goes one of those white birds. Looking east. And now looking south, and you can plainly see that the Holy Ghost Hall is made up of two buildings, one of them being the Fowl Mead School, which used to sit about 100 yards to the west down there, till the 50s. Looking off towards Romano Corners, and there's the little valley wherein remnants of the rail line hide. The grade, actually. Probably not a scrap of steel left on it. I wonder when it was built and when it was torn out. Wyley is on Treaty 4 territory, signed in 1874 between Cree and Lakota people and representatives of the Queen. Wyley, Saskatchewan.